Good morning, my fellow THFC Tottenham fans, and welcome to this Tottenham transfer update show where we give you the latest at 7 o'clock in the morning. We give you the latest news to start your day to find out where Tottenham are in this day of the window of deadline day. Are Tottenham going to get players in? Are we going to get a third one in or fourth one in? Or Tottenham going to stick with the two they've already got? We will find out today. It's going to be an interesting time between now and up to 11 o'clock tonight when the door closes. We'll have updates during the day, of course, of any major league breaks for Tottenham. We will bring to you first and fastest here, of course, here on THFC Till I Die. And of course, we are live at 9 for the last 2 hours of the window for deadline day. Plus, we will not come off air until we know Tottenham's door has closed on the 24-25 transfer window, January window. And of course, it all starts again in the summer when the summer window's open, and we'll all start with all the rumours and who's coming, who's going, and what we're up to. But we've got a little bit of a package for you today. I think the first one to talk about is a Premier League transfer, and the first one is that Marcus Rashford has gone to Villa, and that is a done deal. Pictures already up online with him with the Villa shirt. Look, for me, I was watching Sky Sports on YouTube earlier on, and they were talking about this. I think it's a good deal for Rashford. I think it's a good deal for Manchester United to get the player that Amorim doesn't want at Old Trafford, but it's also a good deal for Rashford himself because I think it gives him guaranteed football, Villa in the Champions League, which is what he wants, and also they're still in the FA Cup as well, and they are challenging for that fourth place in the league for Champions League football. So I think it's a good move. It's a good move all around, I think, as well. Villa are covering, I think, 75% of his wages. And it does go up to 90% on performance parts of the loan deal. There is an option to buy. I don't know how much the option is, but I would say roughly around about how prices are today. You're looking at 80 or 90 million for it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's off the top of my head. But that it's done, so we thought we'd give you that as well. But here we go. This is the Tottenham stuff. This is all what you want to know. These are rumours until they are proven otherwise. So we get these from our source who sends them to me. But we treat them as rumours until we get full confirmation from him and from our source that it is completely 100% guaranteed. This deal's going to happen. Then we make it. Then we run with it as a full deal. But at the moment, these are all rumours until proven otherwise. And we start with one rumour that Tottenham have a genuine interest in Johan Bakayoko. Could make a bid for the Belgium international on deadline day. Look, again, all clubs are going to be busy tomorrow. All clubs are going to be looking to get their last-minute deals done. There's no secret Tottenham need players. We have an injury list that is really bad at the moment, and there's no secret that we need bodies to really help Ange out. And our failure to help them out, I think, in this window, but not getting players in early, has probably partly helped in our bad run of form. Yes, we did beat Brentford yesterday 2-0 away, our first win in 2025. But we're starting to get players back. But we've already got this and from the defender coming in. We've got that confirmed on Saturday. Now, if we get this player in as well, I think another 2 in on deadline transfer day would be actually a good window. That would be 4 in total. More than Spurs have got in, I think, over the last 10 years when it comes to a January transfer window. The most we do is 1 or 2 in the window. So to get more than 2 would be an absolute great window for us. But leaving it late again, I don't know why. But look, this is one that Tottenham have a genuine interest in this player. If they don't get him in tomorrow, I can see this being a summer one myself personally. I can see them going for this in the summer. Now, we've got a couple of rumours going around. The first one, I know you're all going to be tearing your hair out in terms of what you're talking about. He's turned around, he said he doesn't want to come to us. Well, there's a bit of a twist in the tail when it comes to Mateus Tail. And I'll tell you about it in a minute, so I have to get that. Also, we've got the Dortmund player of Jamie Gettings as well, and the Southampton player of Tyler Devlin. I think Devlin's going to be the more likely one to get over the line than the other two. But with the Mateus Taylor one, a fee has been already agreed with Bayern Munich. It's just down to convincing the player. The player did turn us down. He turned Chelsea down as well. And Chelsea got more chance of getting Champions League football than we do. Manchester United are where we are. But he all wants to go to Manchester United. And I think that also tells you that maybe Man United's name carries a bit more weight when it comes to Europe than we do. It's sad, but it's probably true. Any player that saying, you know what, yeah, I want to go to Man United, but they're where we are. They're struggling. They lost again yesterday because the Palace team there. So any player that goes there, I think making a bit of a mistake personally. But if you look at us, we're 15th and we're now 14th in the league now. But will our manager be the same manager next season? There's going to be a change of manager. There's a lot of uncertainty around Tottenham at the moment. So you can understand players that, okay, I'm going to come to this manager, but he's going to be there for next season. And I think the players sort of put that into their little thinking book. Do I or don't I? The do's and don'ts. But let's crack on with this. Now, this first one, Spurs are trying to revisit the Kell deal. B was already agreed with Bayern, but it needs to change the heart from the player. Unlikely, but not impossible, I was told. I can't see this one happen. If this happens, I will fall off my chair. He's already turned us down once. He's not going to turn around and say, "Oh, I want to come to you now." Oh yeah, I'll come to Tottenham after turning you down. I think there's probably two scenarios where this might push it through. A, Bayern Munich say to him, "Right, you're not going to get a game booked again. We're pushing you out the door." Or Tottenham revisit the deal they were going to offer him and say, "Well, look, this is what we're going to give you, but we're going to give you something better." And I think that's where I think it might come down to money, personally. I think it does. I think it comes down to money. I think it does with the player. It comes down to money. It comes down to game time. It comes down to guarantees. And I think if he gets his guarantees, then he may come to us. But personally, my own opinion, why would you want to leave Bayern Munich? You're playing with the best players in the world. You're guaranteed trophies in Germany every season, and you guarantee Champions League football every season. Why would you want to come to a team that's struggling in the league at the moment? Yes, we do have a lot of injuries. Yes, we did get a win yesterday. Yes, we could, have a great end of the season and kick on from there. But why would you want to leave the team where you're guaranteed to win the championship in your league and guaranteed to win cups and guaranteed to probably go far in the Champions League? Isn't that why Harry Kane left Tottenham to go to Bayern Munich to win trophies? And this player is playing with guaranteed world-class players every week. He knows himself he's guaranteed the championship winning medal at the end of the season. So I look, where I can understand he didn't want to come for us, I do not understand why he wanted to go to Man United. Man United are in the worst shape than we are. And I just don't get it. I think it's down to money. I think it's down to players' greed. I think it's down to players or agents. You offer me more money than Tottenham was. Right, the agent speaks in the player ear, right? You go to them because they're offering me a few quid more. And there's going to be a lot of fans saying, "Well, I don't want him. He didn't want to come to us in the first place." And I think I agree with them. Why would you want a player that didn't want to come to us in the first place? But players can change their mind. And players can be intense to come. It's down to the selling club. Do they push him out of the club? It's down to the buying club to offer him more money or better guarantees or a better contract. So there's a lot of things Tottenham can do. But because the fee's already been agreed, I think it's just down to talking to the player. So this one we will watch tomorrow. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to leave Bayern Munich. I don't think he will come to us. I'd be very surprised if he does. But never say never. You just don't know what's going to happen. You really know football is a funny old game, as Jimmy Greaves used to say. Now, the second rumour, of course, here on the batch of threes, Jamie Gittins' conversations have started and progress have been made with Dortmund today. This is another player Tottenham have been sort of monitoring over the last couple of months. Probably another summer window, looking to get him in the summer, but trying to bring it forward, I think, as well. It's a big ask to get this done in one day. It's a big ask to get this done. Conversations have started, and I was told by the source conversations have progressed very well indeed with the club and player. So if the player wants to come, then it makes it a lot easier to get the deal over the line. Then it's probably a loan deal with an obligation to buy in the summer. Then I think it's just, then it's a very easy deal to put together. If the player's a bit unsure about coming and leaving Dortmund and leaving going to Tottenham and think, well, is the manager going to be there next season? Then it gets a bit difficult. But it's really down to the player. If the player saying, yeah, I want to come, which I think he does, and which I'm hearing he does, then I think it makes it a lot easier between Tottenham and Dortmund to come to a deal, come to an agreement like a loan with an obligation or a loan with an option to buy, and then you set the price for everything to pay in the summer, and then you take it from there. So look, for me, I think this, where the Matt's Tail one, I think it's got sort of like a 5 out of 10. I think this has got, for me personally, an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 to get done tomorrow. So these are the first two sort of deals to really look at tomorrow, to really keep a close eye on your phones, on Sky Sports, or with us as well. As we get more information, we will give it to you first and fastest as we get it. So look, 2 there could be done. Now, this is the one I think that will be done tomorrow. I think this is out of the 3, and I've sort of said it there, currently most likely out of the 3, and I have to agree with them after having a conversation with him last night, when he was giving me this information. A deal for Diblin is getting closer. Now, I did hear some rumblings or rumours around that a deal already has been agreed with Southampton, and it's down to the player. So a deal for Devlin is getting closer with a fee almost being agreed. Well, I have heard, I think the fee has been agreed. And then currently at the most likely out of the 3, this one's the most likely to be confirmed. He's moving to a better club. No disrespect to Southampton. They're going to go down. So, look, I think he's moving on with his career. He's going to move up to a bit better club. That's no disrespect to Southampton. I think they're a great club, but they will go down this season. And I think this lad will want to stay in the Premier League. It's the best league in the world, and I think he will come. He will come to Tottenham because I think he would see it as a better environment for him to develop and a better environment to improve his football. I'm just waiting to see if, even at this hour, doing this pre-record, I'm still getting information from my source. So, even doing this, we're both working very long into the night to make sure you get the best news as we get it. Now, this is another rumour as well. Tottenham are interested in Samuel Chukwueze and are tipped to make a bid for the Nigerian of 80 million internationally. This is another one like the first one. I have a funny feeling these will be talks to probably start talks for a move in the summer. I think, like the first one we showed you and this one, I think that these are going to be more summer moves than tomorrow moves. Now, Tottenham could say to AC Milan, look, AC Milan say, right, we're not going to use you to the play. And Tottenham say, right, well, we'll take them on loan with an obligation to buy, again, with an option to buy. And that might move things quickly. Deadline day is very difficult to get deals done because you've got to get players from A to B very quickly in the same day. You've got to get the paperwork in, I think, by a certain time as well. I think it's 4:45 or 10:30. And doing transfers isn't like playing FIFA or a Football Manager. It did take time to put together. They take time to put the deal together, to get the structure of the deal right. So it isn't going to be a quick thing. Now, Tottenham have been talking to AC Milan for the last couple of days, trying to get this deal sorted. But Tottenham are tipped to make a bid. So I don't know what the bid is. That's all I've got. I have asked questions. I'm waiting for an update, which I'll probably get later on today, which I'll bring to you straight away. To get this done. But it's another one. It's another rumour. It's another one. Tottenham going to be rumoured with a lot of players. And it's not surprising with the state of our injury list that Tottenham are being rumoured with every man in his dog. But why are we waiting to the last day of the window to get this done? It's absolutely ridiculous. This is also another rumour, and this is the last of the batch of news I got. Christianos Kalinos is a Greek player. He plays for FC Bruges. It is a player that is under consideration for Tottenham, as Ange is said to be a big admirer of the Greek international, who is having an excellent spell for Club Brugge this season. Now, he did play for Norwich City as well. I think he was loaned from Norwich City for a while, and I think he's played in a few other leagues. Again, I think this one, like the last one said, and the first line shows, I think all these going to be summer signings. But is Ange going to be here next season? That's the question. If Ange is here next season, then I can see these sort of players coming in. Again, it's just going to be rumor upon rumor until we can get something concrete. I think out of all the deals that we've shown, guys, and I'll go back to this one here. Out of all the deals, I think Diblin's the one to really look for tomorrow. Personally, in my own opinion, as I sort of said, out of that tree and out of I think the whole lot I've showed you, I think Diblin's the one to look for. The Mateus Tell one, that's another one that we should keep an eye on. Though he didn't want to come to us, things can change in football very quickly and very, very, very quickly indeed. It's a funny thing, transfer deadline day. It's a funny thing because you can wake up or 1 hour you could get information that a player's coming, the next hour he's not coming, then an hour later, yeah, he's definitely coming. But Tottenham again have left it late in buying players, and this is where I think this is where the failing of the ownership and the failing of John Lang and Scott Munn have failed Ange in this window and the summer window as well before that. And I think why we desperately need Paratici to come back to the club after his ban is up in July. You know, we're trying to operate as Paratici would, but it's not working. It's not being successful. But we've got two players in. We've got Kinski and we've got the other central defender in tomorrow. Yesterday, which I do believe will make his debut against Liverpool on Thursday. Can we add to that? Well, normally we get two in January window, 1 or 2. If we add more tomorrow, it'll be our most successful window, I think, in 10 years. But there's two things I want to leave you with, guys, before I leave you on these two last notes. One is Tottenham pay the lowest wages in Europe, 42%. They're the lowest wages in the Premier League and one of the lowest in wages. So we don't pay players the money we don't pay players the money, the wages. That's one. And the second point I'm going to make is, and this is the last point, that we leave everything to the last minute. And that's no good for managers or agents or players because everything's on the rush. And I think Daniel Levy has a hard take. I think after this window is over, and we will discuss this window tomorrow night and probably in the next couple of days as well, of the failing of this window and the failing to backhand Postecoglou and the failing to provide him with the reinforcements he needed during a really injury crisis, which is the worst I've ever seen as a Spurs fan at Tottenham. That people in the recruitment office and people in that deal with the transfers either need to be sacked or need to be, given a good dressing down. Because if I was going to give this window a rating, I would have to give it a 3 or 4 out of 10. It's been absolutely dreadful. Where other clubs around us have been buying players left, right, and centre, getting players in, getting reinforcements in, loan to buys, some permanent deals, more loan to buys, no more loans and permanent deals. We've just been sitting there on the sidelines twiddling our thumbs. And it isn't good enough. It's not good enough. Lessons have to be learned. Lessons have to be learned now for the summer. John Lang, does he have to leave his job? Apparently, Ange keeps saying that he's working very hard in the background. He's working hard trying to get stuff done. The club are doing their best. Well, I don't think the club are doing their best at all. I don't think the club are backing Ange. I think they've left everything far too late. If Ange has told them which roughly I was told that if he went for a list of players, say for example, in October or November, these is what the players I want for January. Then you would expect, as a manager, by the first day of that window's opening, right, we've got A, B, C ready to go. All we've got to do is talk personal terms and for you, Ange, to talk to them. We have wasted a whole window getting one goalkeeper in and a centre-back which we've gotten on Saturday. And now again, deadline day, we're doing what we normally do, running around that headless chicken trying to find an extra player or two. And it isn't good enough. It is not good enough, and it's unacceptable. And it shouldn't be like this at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We shouldn't be like this. We're a big club, and we're acting like we're a bunch of lunatics running around the asylum like headless chickens. And it isn't good enough. But look, as I said, guys, that is your update. As far as I know, more news will become, of course, during the day. We'll do a live update again, of course, at 1 o'clock for you tomorrow. There'll be another update, I think, at 5 as well, a Premier League update at 5 tomorrow night for you guys. That may be pre-recorded, that may be live. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock, we are live for the last 2 hours of the window, and we won't come off until we know for 100% guaranteed that Tottenham Hotspur's transfer door is closed. As soon as we know, we're done. But look, guys, it's going to be a fun day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep your notification bell on for any news that comes. Please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. As soon as any news breaks, we'll bring it to you first and fastest, as we always do. But come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we sort of trust. He has to do more, but I'm getting there. I am getting back on the Ange train, and then we will see what happens. But this is going to be one hell of a day. Let the roller coaster begin. Go on, you Spurs.